Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to No Idea. Today we will present the MGT957 Strategic Management, which are company review and strategy plan. So here you can see our team presentation.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Fatina Aifatah binti Syamuddin and I will present about the background of the company. For this assignment, we choose New Horizon Garden Restaurant as for the company review and strategic plan. We started with the history of the company. New Horizon Garden Restaurant was established on 2003 and has been operating for 19 years. It was located based on Kota Baru, Kelantan. So far, this restaurant has opened around 4 branches restaurant from other states, which are Kuantan, Seri Manjung, and Seri Bangi. Kuantan has been operating for 17 years. Seri Manjung has been operating for 13 years, and Seri Bangi has been operating around 10 years. This restaurant was the ideal combination from two persons, Encik Wan Iskandar Mirza as the executive director and Encik Pakro Anwar as general manager. Based on the story from the interview, before this restaurant developed successfully, they were started with gaining experience working with others restaurants when they were young. After that, from the experience gained and the confidence that they able to do it on their own, they take the opportunity to try their luck in the food industry. However, they want to try the new culture for Malaysian people when they open a taste after Chinese food, but make it as a halal version. From there, they began to formulate a strategy and develop their own restaurant in 2003. New Horizon Garden Restaurant is increasingly known for its variety of tasty dishes that are interesting and worthwhile to customers. In today's day, the restaurant remains an option to customers who love Chinese foods. Next, we move to the vision of the company. Firstly, the foods. Since the food category chosen was Chinese foods, New Horizon Garden Restaurant must provide the tasty food and add on some specialty to prepare the dishes. The attractive of the restaurant is based on the food served. Second is service. As for service, New Horizon Garden Restaurant must upgrade the level of services by hiring more workers to provide a good service and gain a satisfaction from customers. Thirdly is the environment. The environment on New Horizon Garden Restaurant was in the mood of customer-friendly and comfortable for the customers while enjoying the food served. Last but not least is the price. As we all know, Chinese food has the relatively high prices compared to the regular foods. The vision of New Horizon Garden Restaurant was to control the price of food served and be more affordable with the price offered better than other competitors. So let's move on to the mission of the company. The mission of New Horizon Garden Restaurant is to become one of the most famous Chinese food restaurant in the food industry. So when talking about the mission statement of New Horizon Garden Restaurant, it can be said that this restaurant has the high strategic expectation in the future. The restaurant mission statement and the market strategy always show a positive feedback from the customer who is very like the halal version of Chinese food. We move to the company culture or values. We identified that there are 3 cultures on New Horizon Garden Restaurant. Firstly, professional. Professional is measuring by the ways employees, leaders, or directors behave and interact with each others. They must put a professional attitude in themselves to reach the good deal in order to achieve the mission and vision of the New Horizon Garden Restaurant. Secondly, honesty. The value of honesty is needed for an organization to success. As for New Horizon Garden Restaurant, honesty is very important, especially around the workers. Workers at all levels need to know the truth in order to do their job effectively. And thirdly, discipline. In business, discipline is one of the most important culture or values for an organization. New Horizon Garden Restaurant set up all the employees on restaurant need to discipline and have a great attitude in work, because without discipline, manners, no company can achieve a mission success. Next, we'll look up at the logos of the company. This is the logo of New Horizon Garden Restaurant. It was created by the owner of the company, which is Encik Wan Iskandar Mirza and also Encik Pakro Anwar. Last, we move to the board of the directors. New Horizon Garden Restaurant's board of directors was composed by the board members, executive directors, general manager, and followed by the 4 managers on all the branch. The restaurant chart, we can see as for the pictures.
I will explain about Chapter 2, Company Review. Strengths of the company. People frequently worry about the quality of the meal, the cleanliness of the restaurant and the service. In order to serve clients, New Horizon Garden Restaurant will serve fresh food that is high in nutrients from fruits and vegetables. New Horizon Garden Restaurants need to act in order to entice their clients to come back and make purchases because they operate in a large market with many competitors. Next is weaknesses. As was already said, the new restaurant has a wide range of patrons. Most of the group, however, continues to support the previous brand. The idea of a specific competitor or restaurant is not likely to sway them. Not just a new name, though. New Horizon Garden Restaurant must have a unique and memorable experience if they want to wow their customers and persuade them to become valuable customers. Even if you advertise a different brand while offering the same service, they won't even arrive. Third is opportunities. Business expansion. New Horizon Garden Restaurant should feel that for a restaurant to successfully reach international markets, it will gradually need to have a certain amount of strength and money. This may bring attention to their eateries throughout their entire world. When the popularity rising, the crowd will be more, the income will certainly rise. Income is rise, New Horizon Garden Restaurant should open a few more stores. This will lay a solid foundation for the future. Last is threat. The largest challenge New Horizon Garden Restaurant currently face comes from Chinese cuisine of restaurants like Muhammad Chan, Holmes and Golden Valley. The restaurant has a significant quantity of wealth and a very high profile. Most Chinese restaurants offer a comparable concept of service. First is Kedai Harga Patut. The Fair Price Shop Award (AKHP) was first introduced by the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs on 7 July 2003. This year's recognition will be given to traders who always ensure the quality, value and services provided to consumer meets the requirements and consumer needs at an affordable price. The award is implemented to identify, evaluate and recognize business premises that sell goods at a reasonable price and competitively comparable to the quality of goods and services offered. The New Horizon Garden Restaurant got this award at 2010 because of their affordable price and quality of their foods, which requirement customer needs. Next is Pesta Flora Negeri Kelantan. The New Horizon Garden Restaurant became a winner at the Flora Festival in Beauty and Cleanliness competition of food and beverage sales premises. Lastly is New Horizon Group from Tusina Travels Sendirian Berhad. The New Horizon Garden Restaurant also get awarded from Tusina Travels Sendirian Berhad in PhD Terbaik 2018 and Commitment Terbaik 2018 because of their good and friendly service. The New Horizon Garden Restaurant also has a feeling of responsible towards the goals, mission and vision of the organisation that they associated with. First is competitive rivalry. Although New Horizon Garden Restaurant operates ethically and generates sales annually, the company must use the 5 forces model to assess the market in order to secure the best position possible. Perhaps maintaining a high standard of food quality is the key driver behind New Horizon Garden Restaurant's success in the international market. Next is trade of interest. The restaurant New Horizon Garden is not significantly at risk from the new entry because the market is already very competitive, has many major participants and has a strong reputation from Chinese cuisine. Existing businesses like Muhammad Chan's, Holmes and Golden Valley have economies of scale in terms of price as well as better cuisine and more qualified workers. Third is trade of substitute. Whether or not alternative items pose a threat to a sector depends on several criteria. The trade of substitute products is strong if the consumer switching costs are low, that is, if there is little or nothing preventing the consumer from buying the alternative instead of the industry's product.
Fourth is bargaining of supplier. Suppliers have less cloth in areas with a high concentration of producer of comparable raw materials than they have in areas with fewer producer. There are other restaurants that manufacture Chinese cuisine using the same raw material as New Horizon Garden restaurant. When it comes to the supplier negotiating power, the size of the restaurant also plays a role. Lastly is bargaining power of buyers. Customers can influence the New Horizon Garden restaurant in a few different ways, such as when prices change as a result of rising costs for raw materials and the caliber of the cuisine the restaurant serves. They cannot provide overpriced things because doing so will reduce their customer base.
I will continue my part, which is a company strategy plan. First is strategy formulation stage 2. Here, as we can see, the speech metric for the New Horizon Garden restaurant. The financial position average is 3.8, SP average is negative 2.8, CP average negative 2, IP average 5.6. After that, IE metric. The total for internal metric is 1.96. Issue with the restaurant sales volume suggests that there are problems at New Horizon Garden restaurant that are not just related to the outside environment, but also as a result of bad management from within the internal structure of the establishment. The riskiest drawback for New Horizon Garden is that it must compete with Chinese restaurant for lower costs. As a result, the restaurant must come up with an alternative marketing plan due to the rising cost of raw materials. Second is external metrics. There are numerous opportunities for this Chinese food restaurant to rely on and take advantage of to improve their competitive position, as well as gain more competitive advantage that help the restaurant develop. For New Horizon Garden restaurant to be able to develop their financial resources, it is also crucial for the majority of states which have solid economic fundamental and higher living standards. An increase in expenditure and customer expectation follow from a higher standard of living. Next is a BCG metric. By examining market growth and product market share, BCG metric assists businesses in analyzing growth potential and further assist in making decisions regarding where to invest, where to discontinue, and where to develop goods. We choose question marks and cash cow for the BCG metrics. Question mark, in a sector that is seeing rapid expansion, these companies have a small market shares. Mantau, a product of New Horizon Garden restaurant, is one instance of how a business unit might be viewed as a question mark, because the food was unable to enjoy the same level of popularity as dim sum. So proceed to cash cow. A business with a substantial market share in an established and slowly expanding sector are represented by the cash cow category. One type of cash cow is dim sum. Chinese food fans are familiar with this product, which is sold in a number of mature beverage industry. This is how a company generates a sizable amount of income from its finished goods. Next is strategy formulation stage 3 is quantitative strategic planning metrics. The situation shows that the restaurant market and sales volume are still not at a level that can be compared to other competitors. Increasing market growth and competitive position as much as possible and in accordance with plan is the best course of action for New Horizon Garden restaurant. The sum of total attractive score make it quite evidence that this restaurant should prioritize market development above all other alternative strategies, notable product and service development. The market is too risky and challenging for the restaurant to compete in because other Chinese restaurants have greater sway. Last is conclusion. The offer unique features and different taste quality compared to its rivals. Then the product as a composite of a component stand out.
I'm Anis Ainul Fatin. I will explain about New Horizon Garden strategy implementation. There are 3 strategies implementation, which are food quality, prices, and services from the restaurant. Food quality strategies. First, make a freshness a priority. Fresh ingredients are what give cuisine its pleasant flavor, while flavor combinations are vital. Using fresh ingredients will result in a dish with a better flavor and more nutrients. Comparing it to its grocery store counterpart reveals a striking difference in flavor. The freshest meals always have the finest flavor. If the restaurant starts putting more of an emphasis on using fresh products, customer will undoubtedly notice the change in meal quality. The best ingredients are used in the restaurant's cooking, which result in better tasting meals. Restaurant chefs also employ the proper tools and equipment. The way food is prepared and served also affect its quality. Food will taste better if it is served to the table more quickly. The quality of the dish will increase with how well prepared the chef is. The greatest restaurant food preparation methods must be used by New Horizon Gardens to ensure that food reaches customers' table as soon as feasible. Next is price strategies. The restaurant's pricing should provide enough of margin to cover its expenses as well as allow it to make some money for itself, regardless of the factor and convention it uses to set its food prices. Food costs at New Horizon Garden Restaurant should be determined by how much consumers are willing and able to spend, as well as by how much other restaurants in the same industry charge for similar fare. Setting high rates indicate that the restaurant believes its offering is of caliber that make it worthwhile. Low pricing draw in budget-conscious client and convey the restaurant's commitment to provide a reasonable, cheap choice. Next, to ensure that the cost of the ingredient is no more than 1/3 of the total price, New Horizon Garden Restaurant should establish their rates using a food cost percentage technique instead of estimating how much it will cost. The restaurant has to keep track of how much it has really spent on ingredients. Instead of fixing prices initially, this approach is used to alter them. Before beginning to provide a menu item, a firm investigates and calculates the cost of the ingredients. In the future, the company will count inventories and examine real expenses to determine whether these prices are adequate. Next is service of the restaurants. To make sure that each of New Horizon Garden Restaurant staff members undergoes the required training and is aware of the expectation that the customer expect from your restaurant service, it is the responsibility of the restaurant owner to train the staff members in a way that should aim at making their customers happy. The most restaurant service is that all staff members must communicate consistently and effectively. The staff at New Horizon Garden Restaurants need to be taught how to communicate effectively to ensure that everyone on staff is on the same page. Frequent staff meetings should be held in order to ensure prompt serving as soon as the meal is ready. There should be effective communication between the kitchen crew and wait personnel. By doing this, any misunderstanding between two employees will be avoided, as will understaffing. The usage of technology is expanding greatly across all industries, and the restaurant business is becoming increasingly competitive at every turn due to the digital age and the proliferation of new eateries. The efficiency of restaurant operation may be increased by automation, which will boost New Horizon Garden restaurant service. Consider making reservation for a restaurant online. If there is a limited number of seats available, it will be advantageous for the restaurant if clients can reserve table online ahead of the time. If the procedure of making online table bookings can be digitalized, the client base of the restaurant can grow. That's all from me. I will pass this presentation to the next presenter. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Siti Aisyah binti Muhammad Rizwan. So I will present about the chapter 5, which is recommendation and conclusion. So firstly, the recommendation. New Horizon Garden Restaurant is a high-end restaurant that is more appealing to and is preferred by adults. New Horizon Garden Restaurants, in our opinion, should be a destination for both parents and children. This will lead to a marketing strategy with two targets, children and parents, as well as two objectives, which are get children to go to a restaurant and get parents to say yes. To achieve the first goal, fun foods that kids enjoy must be provided. Kid-friendly sport persons must be hired. Special meals should be created for the kids, and playground equipment such as swings, swimming pool, and toys should be provided for the kids to use after meals. As a result, the inclusion of a restaurant experience reduces parent stress, making it easier for them to say yes. Another recommendation for the New Horizon Garden Restaurant is to create a public communication strategy such as a website, newspaper, television and radio, and other related professionals collectively strategy of establishing communication with customer, thus developing a society of normal customers. As we can see, New Horizon Garden Restaurant is only active on social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook, and they use those platforms to market and promote their restaurant. Therefore, this provides an opportunity and possibility for introducing products to customers and allowing customers to provide feedback on their satisfaction with the service and any suggestion for improvement, as well as can help in attracting customers. In conclusion, strategic planning is essential for a business because it creates a roadmap for the company to follow and correct costs when necessary. The business plan is the first component of a strategic plan, and it outlines the purpose of the business, budgets, goals, and the mission statement. Making time to evaluate your business on a regular basis will allow you to determine how well your results are following your plan. This will allow you to make changes or double down on how the company is run. That's all from us. Thank you.